The things that I asked him to make a little bit, do some tuna, something I'm not quite sure how to do. Plus, it's also almost time for Christmas in July. We're looking at some of the early holiday deals to look out for.
And then this morning, we're going to take you to Bear Fine Furniture to check out the Franklin Furniture couches. It's all coming up on this Monday, June 30th. Happy last day of June. It's a big week.
It is a big week.
Yeah.
We're making it.
We are. 4th of July week. I'm Chelsea. This is Jen. Joe has the morning off. Last week, all over my feed was just wedding galore, specifically in Italy, and it probably was on your feed too. It's official. Lauren Sanchez and Jeff Bezos have tied the knot, and they did it in style.
So Sanchez, who is 55, and Amazon founder Bezos, 61, were married in a lavish ceremony on a small island in Venice, Italy on Friday that were joined by family, friends, and several A-list celebrities.
Yeah, and some of those notable guests included Bill Gates, Kim Kardashian, Ivanka Trump, and Jared Kushner, and then several famous fashion designers as well.
The entire affair is estimated to cost about $50 million.
Ooh.
Saturday's closing party was held in a former medieval shipyard where Lady Gaga and Elton John performed.
Yeah, this was a bit controversial too because there were some protests in Italy as the events were going on, but they're married, so congratulations to them. You may think $50 million is a lot of money, and it absolutely is, but to Jeff Bezos, I'm not sure if it is. The Google says that his net worth is $237 billion.
Yeah, so just
wild.
Little fraction.
Wild.
For him.
Yeah. But she did look beautiful. You may not know this, but she was actually a host on television. I think the program was called Good Day LA. So she came from TV at a local market in LA, which is #2. So it's definitely a big deal. And now she's the wife of a billionaire.
Yep. And
congrats to her.
Like one of the top 10 richest. I think they're on the lower tier of that.
It's wild. Lots of money. But nonetheless, congrats to
them. Well, Brad Pitt's racing thriller F1 the movie outpaced the competition at the box office this weekend.
For sure, the racing drama starring Brad Pitt and Damson Idris blew away the competition with a $55.6 million win.
Apple Original Films has churned out a few successful movies throughout its 6 years in the film industry, but F1 was its first push in the summer blockbuster territory.
Yeah, and that movie had a more than $200 million budget, and it appears to be on its way to be making that budget.
Now, also, How to Train Your Dragon slipped to second place, adding $19.4 million to its domestic box office hoard, which now sits at just north of $200 million. Elio was also held on to third place with $10.7 million. And Megan 2.0 failed to boot up, opening with just $10.2 million. That's barely a third of the original Megan's $30.4 million 2022 opening, and just half of what Variety's box office experts predicted the sequel would make this weekend.
So 28 years later, stumbled from second place all the way to fifth this weekend on ticket sales of $9.7 million. And then this week, it'll definitely shake up as Jurassic World Rebirth joins the party on July 2nd, and then Superman on July 11th. So I mean, all of that will change very quickly. So I was looking up Megan. Lee and I were talking a bit ago, and it's a big disappointment, right? F1 is pretty stiff competition, but I was looking at how much the first Megan movie made, and I think what was so successful about that one was the first one, the budget was $12 million. They ended up making $180 million worldwide. Wow. So when you blow your budget out of the water like that, a sequel is obviously probably in the works, and it was. But this one only making that 10.2 in the opening weekend, I don't think that was on the radar for the creators, especially since the success of the first one.
Right, and especially Megan, I think once it came out and some people went to go see it and then they raved about it, that's when everyone went to go see it. Megan, it wasn't hit weekend right as soon as it came out. It kind of trickled a little bit.
I know, so I hope for their sake it does that. But I mean, with Jurassic World, F1 still in, and then Superman. My sister and brother-in-law, we watched my niece last night. They went to go see How to Train Your Dragon. They loved it. They loved it.
Good.
Yeah, so the
Haven't
live
seen it yet.
action. Yeah, and they're not kids, they're adults. So you may love it too if you want to see that. The final Fast and Furious film may have a surprise for fans.
Variety reports Vin Diesel teased the return of the late Paul Walker's character during an appearance at the Fuel Fest car convention.
You may remember Walker died during the filming of Furious 7, and scenes were completed using a combination of stand-ins, CGI, and repurposed footage after his death. And those stand-ins were actually his brothers, Caleb and Cody. They acted as body doubles, and their faces were digitally replaced with Paul Walker's face.
The actor did not provide more details on how Walker's character will make an appearance in the final film, but said fans can expect to see the 11th movie in the franchise in April of 2027.
Yeah, I think they'll do this right. If this is truly the final movie, which they say it is, Paul Walker was there from the beginning. And of course, his tragic death, they had to really change somewhat the plot of that movie since they had to continue that franchise on. I think it's going to be so sweet to see him again, and I definitely think he deserves to be in the grand finale of this franchise.
Final one.
Right. I think what's so cool about this, like in the film, that group of those group of drivers, like they come off as a family. Of course, they have their bickering, as every family does, but in real life, Vin Diesel walked Paul Walker's daughter down the aisle. Like, that's how much of a family they truly are. So I know that they will do him justice and continue his legacy in that franchise. But I can't imagine a finale without hearing him or seeing him.
So I'm happy that they're doing that.
April 2027, that's when it's expected to come out. An anime hit comes to an end.
So this is a sneak peek at the latest film in the Demon Slayer franchise, Infinity Castle. This is the first of a planned 3-part finale to the global sensation and will hit North American theaters on September 12th. Back in 2020, and despite the COVID pandemic, they grossed over $500 million worldwide, becoming the first non-American production to ever top the annual global box office. Infinity Castle is expected to break even more records when it releases. So for all the fans of Demon Slayer out there, add it to your calendar to go ahead and count down for. Now let's go ahead and check in on the kitchen. We have a wonderful dish that Chef Big John's preparing today, Chelsea.
That's right, Jen. And
I'm excited to see the finished product. Well, coming up, The Haven is here. We are going to be introducing you to our pet of the week next. And also, I am going to be talking more about your forecast. We are tracking some rain showers already out there to begin for this morning. A little soggy to begin the week, improving by the end of it. I'll be breaking down more of those details coming up when we come back.
Jen, let's get a check of the weather. If you do have a puppy, we have to be considerate of the rain if we're walking them today.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Chelsea, because we're already tracking quite a bit of rain out there, especially closer towards portions of Mobile, Baldwin counties. That's where we're seeing the majority of these showers, and even a few rumbles of thunder beginning to take place so far to begin for today. So looking in just a little bit closer, it is soggy in case you're going to be heading out on I-65 anytime soon. Really starting to see some of that heavy rain closer towards Satsuma, down into Saraland, into Pritchard, and out towards Sims along with Big Creek Lake, up towards Stockton through Bay Minette, Hurricane, Spanish Fort, and into Cloverleaf Landing and Stapleton. We're just starting to see some of that moderate to heavy rain. Spanish Fort actually a little quiet right now. Majority of that taking place just further inland. Gateswood also starting to see some of those showers. Majority of the eastern shore looking okay right now. Any of that Baldwin County rain is going to be taking place closer towards Foley and Alberta, or on the north side of I-10. Closer towards Theodore, down towards Irvington, into Bayou La Battery and Coden. Starting to see more of that moderate rain, heavy rain further north, and then closer towards our coastal spots too in southern Baldwin County, Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, Perdido, Key, Wolf Bay. Light to moderate showers, and just in between Gulf Breeze and also Pensacola Beach, we're starting to see some of those isolated showers. The rest of Pensacola looking great, isolated on the Florida Panhandle. But take a look at this live view camera over downtown Mobile from our Navigator Credit Union camera at the Battleship. It is wet and it is soggy out there. Just make sure that you're driving carefully. Double check to make sure that your headlights are on in case you're heading out the door anytime soon. That way you're visible to other drivers. Those temperatures out there resting in the upper 70s. Still going to feel some of that humid air out there in case you're not experiencing any of those showers. We're starting to see a range of those mid to upper 70s, the lower 80s out there. Feels like temperatures just closer towards the mid to upper 80s on the Florida Panhandle where it's still dry, but those rain chances heading into the rest of this afternoon going to continue to stay soggy for our Monday. Improvements by the end of the week. I'll be breaking down more of those details coming up in just a little bit.
Sounds like a good day to take a nap.
It is a good day. Stay inside, watch a movie.
Okay, Jen told me to do that, so that's what I'm going to do.
That's
when
my
I go
advice
home.
for you.
Sounds good. If you don't want to do that and you want to be in the kitchen, we've got a great recipe for you.
That is exactly right. We'll be back in the kitchen with Chef Big John working on some of the seared Asian tuna. We'll be right back after this. Well, welcome back into the kitchen. We are once again joined by Chef Big John with Rouse's. He is cooking up the seared Asian tuna, and I'm excited about this one.
Oh, this is going to be great. So we're going to accompany it with just some jasmine white rice, and we're going to saute off some bok choy mixed with the green beans, some sugar snap peas, and we're going to season them up right now. Let's see. Are we hot enough?
So we got,
on here?
so we got it nice and hot.
Yep,
Yeah,
we got a
hear
little
the
sizzle going on there. We want to put a little bit of this fish sauce, just a little bit, maybe a tablespoon. And then I like a little bit of oyster sauce.
Oyster sauce.
It kind of gives it that, come on,
A little saucy. There
a
you
little
go.
saucy. There we go. Another tablespoon of that. And of course, we can't go without
The garlic.
tablespoon of garlic. We got
Yes.
some nice minced garlic here. You know, this is available across all of our stores on the Gulf Coast and all of the stores really, but there's 7 here in Alabama. But this fresh Gulf tuna it's beautiful. I mean, you've seen the loin.
Yep.
We got it all nice and ready
Beautiful.
and seasoned up.
See, and one of the reasons why I requested Chef Big John to make one of these recipes is because it's something I enjoy, but I'm too intimidated to make it myself. And so bringing in some of these ingredients, bok choy, I never would have thought to purchase myself to be able to make. But seeing you do this right now, I'm like, okay, I can do this.
It's very simple. We're going to add a little salt and pepper to it, just regular salt and pepper on top of it.
Beautiful. And so while you're working on these, 4th of July is almost here. We made it to the week of, and Rouse's is fully prepared.
We have some of the best sales on steaks, grilling stuff.
Yes.
It's going to be great. I'm going to showcase some sausage for Thursday's grilling. We have a great variety of new smoked sausages out, which we'll see Thursday. So they're pretty awesome. And we're ready to go. You know, we're stocked and ready. I was in last night, and the folks down at Rouse's are working diligently to refill the shelves because the lines and the people.
Yep.
You know,
Everyone's
was
stocking
incredible.
up. Yep.
It was incredible.
Now's the time to prepare, but in case you need some more inspiration, I'm excited to check out that sausage recipe that you're going to have on Thursday. And so the tip to this, just keep sauteing it. Oh, gotcha.
Got me. We're going to saute these. We don't want them to get too soft. We want to snap in them. So,
Okay.
So we're going to keep them going. There's another wild bean. He just ran away. You're not over seasoning these. You just got light seasoning on it. You know, the star of the show is going to be this guy over here is going to be that tuna.
Perfect.
But we want a nice accompany with it to bring it in.
Well, wonderful. Well, we're going to have more on this coming up with Chelsea.
When we come back, we'll saute that tuna and we'll plate it up and we'll be ready to go.
I'm excited for it. We'll have more with Chelsea coming up in just a little bit. But first. Well, Christmas in July is giving shoppers a head start on holiday deals. Joining us with timely tips and trending finds is shopping expert Claudia Lombana. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Claudia.
I'm happy to be here.
Well, starting off first, why is Christmas in July such a popular trend, and is it really a good time to shop?
It is a good time to shop, and retailers use this time to clear out old inventory and get ready for that new holiday inventory. They're also trying to bring back that holiday spirit a little early to lure in those consumers, and it is working. If last year's any indication, last July consumers spent $87 billion, making it one of the biggest shopping months of the year.
And when it comes to summer cleanup and maintenance, what deals really stand out to you this season?
For me, it's all about the pool in the summer, and to keep it clean, I love the Scuba X1 from Aiper. Now, this is a super cool, powerful, robotic, cordless pool cleaner that scrubs the pool floor, the walls, even the water line, picking up sand, leaves, pet hair, bugs, all that debris that gets in the pool. And just in time for Prime, the Aiper Scuba X1 is 15% off through July 11th at aiper.com.
And focusing on those crafty folks, do you have any deals for people who love to craft or do DIY projects?
Yeah, during the summer, I feel like that's one time when people are really getting into their DIY. And if you want something in the crafting space, we've got you covered with the Cricut Explore 4. Now, this is a fast, super easy machine to use for creating crafts like custom shirts, signs, shadow boxes, even holiday decor. This is a top Prime Day deal. Their engagement kit bundle is just $249 for the first 2 days of Prime. And then starting on July 10th, you can level up to the engagement kit bundle plus for $399. A great deal while it lasts for the Cricut Explore 4.
And what about for the folks that are looking for things for their kids to do to help spark that imagination this summer?
Yeah, during the summer when the kids have more free time, we want to keep them off of their screens as much as possible, I think. So for that, I love Melissa & Doug. Now, this is a trusted brand for their high-quality screen-free play. This is their 28-piece play set. Their scoop and serve ice cream counter is a bestseller for a reason. Kids can dish out their own sweet creations with wooden scoops, cones, and toppings. So a really great skill-building set for kids 3 and up. Melissa & Doug are going all out for their Christmas in July sale with 25% off site-wide from July 1st through the 10th. Then they're going to have daily deals from the 14th to the 25th, and they are also participating in Amazon Prime Days.
I love it. And what other smart summer deals or must-have products should our viewers know about?
One last thing that I love is for my bar at home. And if you're looking to level up your bar, I use mine for my iced coffee in the morning or for entertaining guests on the weekend. That is the UHomie. This is the world's best portable ice maker. And this is the new Luna Arc, their flagship product that makes crescent ice. It's slow melting. It lasts 30 minutes longer than traditional ice. So whether it's your pour over coffee, it's not going to water that down, or your handcrafted cocktails. Also, just in time for those Prime Day sales, UHomie is giving $50 off with a coupon code at their Amazon store or at their website, uhomie.com.
I love that one. And where can our viewers go to find more information?
You can get all this information that we just talked about at tipsontv.com.
And as always, we're going to have this interview and links to that website too. That's going to be on ours, fox10tv.com under the Studio 10 tab. But Claudia, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you and happy shopping.
Happy shopping. Well, it was a nice and sunny day when Chelsea was there shooting that. Not so much the case for today. I'm going to be talking more about your forecast and tracking the rain chances coming up in just a little bit. Plus, also, we're going to be back in the kitchen with Chef Big John. Hey, I got a surprise. I get to do this one too, so I get to test the final product. I am excited about that. We'll have more details coming up when we come back. And we are back in the kitchen once again with Chef Big John. And the time has finally come. We're cooking this tuna.
Yes.
And so we went ahead and seasoned it just a little bit. You added some of the sesame oil. What was some of the other?
Olive oil and sesame oil. That's
There
the
you
only
go.
thing in there. And we have it. It all depends on your temperature.
Yes.
Whether it's medium rare. The more rare, the better.
Mm-hmm.
You get a good sear on the end. You let the sesame seeds toast up a little bit more in
Yeah.
there. But this is not a dish that takes a long time. Don't be intimidated by it. It's very easy. We kind of got it stacked up. I had already put the rice and the beans on the plate. That's kind of like we serve it at the restaurant. So this guy he's getting close. And again, this is fresh tuna that's available at Rouse's. Our seafood department is absolutely spectacular.
It is.
I mean, it's always fresh, and you can tell when you look at the fish. And, you know, we have oysters. Unfortunately, crawfish season's over. We're into shrimp now, but the red snapper season's over. So a lot of Gulf fish are coming in, and you can get it, like I said, across all of our stores. It's, you know,
And in case any of those other things sounded good, Chef Big John, he's already cooked up a lot of those. You had oysters not too long ago. You've done
Right.
tons of crawfish and shrimp here. And so about how long would you say on each side?
I like about a minute, 15 seconds on each side. Now,
Okay.
you have to have a hot pan. There's
Yes.
no two ways about
Yeah.
it. I mean, you might think it's burning. It's not burning. It's crisping. It's doing well. I mean, the longer you let it sit, you can press it. I mean, if you like the sides seared, you can take a top, put it on here. If you don't want to see the redness of the tuna,
Okay.
put a little top on it and a little sprinkle
get
of
the
water.
sides, yeah.
And then it'll steam the sides. And we'll be ready here in just a second.
Perfect. And I don't really know much about this. So I know with steaks, some people go
Let's
between
go
keep
this
them in the
way. You go that way, I'm
fridge
gonna go
or
this
keeping
way.
them and getting them up to room temperature. Is there one that you recommend for this
No,
one?
I'd keep this as cold as possible.
Okay.
You really want it to be, this at this point here. And we're gonna place that right on top of there, make it look pretty.
Beautiful.
Now, move this over here. This is our Asian sauce. It's a Frank's Stinging Teriyaki that's available at Rouse's. And this is a very savory dish right here.
Yeah.
This is gonna give you a little sweet and heat. So we're gonna drizzle this across the top. And there you go. There's my Asian tuna.
Beautiful. Like I said earlier, this is one of the things that I asked Chef Big John about because I have some sitting in my freezer. They're not fresh right now, but it's just something that I haven't wanted to touch because I am so intimidated by it. But I always love ordering it whenever we're out. And so I'm excited to see this. Oh, and it's flaky too. Look at that.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful.
That's the perfect
That's
temperature to me.
perfect. Yeah, having the little sear right there. Oh, that's amazing. I'm trying to get this for the camera. Let's see what I can do. Beautiful color right there.
I was telling Chelsea about a surprise earlier. So, this Friday, 4th of July, everybody's on summertime.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for noontime, I'm going to be out there and I'm going to cook a pot in a giant Cajun pot of the jambalaya like we had here.
Yeah.
Chicken and sausage jambalaya. I'll be out there on the pier cooking that for everyone. And then 9 o'clock that night, Gulf State Park in Gulf Shores, best fireworks on the beach.
There you go. And as always, we're going to have more on our website. Not only this recipe, but we'll talk about the fireworks show. So in case you have anyone that you want to send it to share it with, we'll have that on fox10tv.com under the Studio 10 tab. We'll be right back with more Studio 10 after this.
I've already been told in my ear that people want.
Yep, they
I'm trying
want
to
it.
RSVP some of that seared tuna over there, so I will definitely do that for our friends. You said it was great.
It was fantastic. If you need something to impress some folks this weekend, something to check out, you can head on over to Rouse's and pick up some of that fresh tuna, but plenty more to come.